Hello, reacting video. Today we're gonna take a look at Mamoswine in the Master League here. One of the only Pokemon that I have XL, to be fair. Not a lot of Pokemon I have available for this cup, so I can't showcase everything I want to showcase, but Mamoswine is one of the Pokemon that I really want to showcase. This one has next to no hard answer, to be fair. Like, you have something like the Kyogre maybe, which still is a good answer for it, but like, it has so much coverage. Like, it has so much coverage against so many Pokemon in the meta. And I tried before a team where I had it as a Say Swap, and I didn't really like it. I think you should run it in the lead. In the lead, it has so much options, especially also against something like a Dialga. You have options, as we can farm down a Metagross here. We are 2 shields down though. Going to be an interesting one here for this game. We're going to see a Togekiss coming in. Against Togekiss, you have options. Against the most Pokemon in the meta, you currently are really well, good with the Mamoswine, as you will be able to do a ton of damage against nearly everything. We're going to see the Mammoth coming back in here. One Avalanche should do enough damage to knock them out, and we will have our Mamoswine now aligned against the Togekiss, and my opponent didn't even see my Dialga in the back, because this Avalanche is doing enough damage. Cool thing about this team as well, you're going to have the Mamoswine plus the Mewtwo both have a charge move that has exactly the same damage per energy with Avalanche and also the Side Strike. They're basically clones of each other, and you know how hard Side Strike hits. This is a very strong move here for the Mamoswine as well with Avalanche, as we see the matchup against Dialga here right now. You can bait for Bulldoze, which I usually do here, and I think you can reach sometimes 3 Avalanches in time, which is cool. Yeah, I'm just going to swap out into my Mewtwo, getting an energy advantage against whatever wants to come in afterwards. You have to hope that they don't have a dark type in the back, of course, which is currently a little bit rare that they have dark types in the back, which is only basically a Veltar nowadays. As we can go ahead and go for one Side Strike here, can farm up a little bit extra and go for another one against the Groudon to knock them out, and we have a very good scenario for us right now. We're actually gonna go for this charge move. I should have done this, I think. I don't think that's KOs, right? I could have went for the Shadow Ball. I don't know why I did this. Like, I have literally zero idea. But yeah, we will be able to at least tank this move with my Mamoswine, go into our own Dialga, get an energy lead, and we see a Kyogre in the back, which we will be able to completely destroy with one Draco Meteor. They're gonna go for a Surf for whatever reason. This cannot do enough damage to do anything to me, to be fair, and I'm just gonna go ahead and... I don't know why I didn't throw earlier. Like, I have literally no idea what I'm doing here, to be fair. But sometimes you just play a little bit weird, I guess. Next opponent, we will see Mamoswine against a Dialga here. Shiny Dialga, is it best buddied? It is best buddied, and I think best buddied actually makes a difference here. I think they do more damage if they are best buddied. I think they get the breakpoint. If they're not best buddied, I think you get to 3 Avalanches. But like this, I think you only get to... Maybe you get also to 3. We will see. They didn't fall for the bait there, which is fine. You're still going to do a ton of damage with the Avalanche here anyway. Ice typing is very, very strong. In general, there is, I think, only a few Pokemon. Oh, you actually still get to 3 Avalanches here, which is amazing. There's only a few Pokemon in like the entire Pokemon world that resist both the ground typing as well as the water type. So this is mainly the reason why Mamoswine is so strong. I wish it would have Earthquake. That would be so much better than Bulldoze, but maybe some future move update would make this even stronger here. We will see a play rough coming through from the opponent. We will be able to farm up a little bit extra, which is nice, and we can go for another charge move here, trying to knock them out, as we can swap now into our Dialga, have a Side Strike stored here, and we see a Xerneas coming in, which basically tells me I should be able to win this game here, right? I do not survive one close combat, I think, because it does more damage than the one from the Zacian, but I should be able to get to my Side Strike and should be able to get the win here, but no, I don't. Yes, like there is the thing that one-turn fast moves sometimes, like most of the time, go through before. This is like the thing here right now. This is the only inconsistency currently in the gameplay. When the fast move damage comes through, when you want to throw a charge move yourself. I should have been able to... I don't know what's happening here, by the way. I should have been able to throw the move there, but I also had some lag before when I went to my Mewtwo, so I think this kind of hindered that, because I didn't even see the charge move button for a long time. But like nowadays, you should actually be able to throw the charge move, but it's still super inconsistent that usually, most of the time, I don't think it actually works. So, don't know who should have won there. We see a dark type here with an XL Zerut in the Master League here. Very interesting. It's a little bit difficult to get those Pokemon, but nowadays it's actually pretty possible, especially if you use it as a buddy, as this boy here has a best buddied Zerut anyway. I sadly don't have a good Starute, otherwise I would also go for it. Very strong Pokemon in this meta, as you can see here as well. Still gonna do a ton of damage against Dialga, while we can go for one Iron Head. That should knock out the opponent. We have extra energy here, and depending on what they have in the back, which is going to be a Giratina, I have no idea why I swapped out here. I should have stayed in, definitely, but one Side Strike should nearly get them. Yeah, we should definitely get them here still. We have a shield left anyway, it doesn't matter. We will be able to tank this move here with the shield, and we can go for another Side Strike, and they're going to get knocked out by me here. They also, I think, try to forfeit here already, and this is going to be a good game. Next opponent, we will see Mamoswine against Dialga. Again, you should be able to just go ahead, go for the bait, and try to go for 3 avalanches in time. This should work out pretty well here. One avalanche is coming through. Do we get the shield? We do not get the shield, which is okay. We just shield up ourselves, and we should be able to outspeed them for the last one as well, I think. Or we got the energy as well, which is fine. As you can see here, we can go for another avalanche. Luckily, the third avalanche takes one as fast move as far as I know, which is nice, but the opponent just lets the move go through anyway. And we see a Pokemon that I really didn't want to see, which is going to be the Zacian here. Zacian going to be able to go for a charge move here right now, which is going to most likely be the Play Rough. Exactly. Zacian is a tricky one to deal with here right now, because we are having a shield disadvantage, and if they just want to shield everything, they would be in a very good spot here, but they do not. They're going to go for close combat, and I think I can farm them down with my Dialga, but they're going to swap into their own Mewtwo here, which is okay for us. We kind of have to call the bait here, I think, but let's see what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and go for the charge move. Do I shield this move up? I do shield this move up. It's going to be a Shadow Ball. So we know already that they're on Shadow Ball and a Side Strike. Good for us so far. They're going to go for another Side Strike, and we will be able to go for another Iron Head here right now. And I think I can farm them down with my Mamoswine later on. We still have some energy, but no, they're just going to let the move go through. They're going to go for one charge move here with their Zacian. They're going to go and debuff themselves, and we can just farm them all the way down. I don't know what the opponent tried to do there. I don't know why they didn't use their shield at all. Didn't really make too much sense for me, but still, good game there. We see a Gyarados coming in here, and I cannot make a mistake because I stay in for too long here. I should have swapped out already at this point of time, but I stay in for too long. I thought I could still get for one more fast move. I wanted to swap out here, but didn't work out. And I now have to go for another avalanche to try to get the final shield by my opponent. Let's see if we can do this. And we cannot, and I tried to swap out again, but they're actually super fast to the moves. They are faster than I thought, so my only way to still have some kind of advantage here is to farm them down, have an energy advantage right now. And we will see what my opponent going to do now. We're going to see a MEweedle coming in. This is not ideal. I'm going to swap out onto the charge move into my Mewtwo. It's going to be a Rock Slide anyway. They don't need the superpower. And we see the Dragonite coming back in here, which makes it all a little bit awkward because if this thing gets extra energy, it might be a tough one to still beat the opponent here. Let's see. You can still go for one Side Strike. This should get the shield from the opponent. Final shield is coming up here right now. Never mind. They're going to let this move go through. And at this point of time, I think I can just go into my Dialga and take the moves. I go into my Dialga, take the moves. They have to go for the superpower right now, and they have to go for 2 of them, otherwise they have no chance. And they're gonna go for the superpower now, which debuffs them, of course. And I will be able to go for one Iron Head. Should have done this, but it doesn't really matter because they're going to shield this move up anyway. I can go ahead and go into my Mamoswine, go for the Bulldoze, and this will knock them out. Snipe them with a Bulldoze there, very nice. Next opponent, let's see. Mamoswine against Dialga. Again, just go for 3 charge moves pretty easily. Avalanche going to be able to do a ton of damage. Actually, I don't know any Pokemon that really resist all of the moves of Mamoswine right now. I don't know if there's any. There must be some... I actually don't know. I actually don't know which Pokemon resists all the moves of a Mamoswine. We see the opponent coming in here with one Mewtwo. We're going to try to catch the move, which works out pretty well. And the cool thing here about this matchup right now is we have the same amount of energy, but I have basically the higher CP here thanks to the best buddy ribbon. But my game decides to freeze in the middle of it. So we're going to have to restart our game here real quick and see what's going on. That's kind of wild that the game freezes as well. Usually I cut it out, but maybe we still have a chance here. We are now lost our Mewtwo. We don't even see the shields of the opponent anymore. The interface is completely bugged because we got lagged out. And now we have only our Dialga left and we don't know anything. Like, look at the top right, they don't even know how many shields they used, which is funny. We will be able to go for an Iron Head against the opponent's Dialga, trying to get them low, trying to get some energy still. They're going to not even throw that charge move. And now we see a Giratina coming in, and even though our game crashed in the middle of it, we will be able to still go for one Draco Media, winning this game. And that kind of felt nice because like that was kind of awkward there. We see the next opponent having a Shadow Tyranitar against us. Oh, what a nice guy there with the Tyranitar. That's very cool, to be fair. We see the Avalanche coming through now. This Avalanche should do some nice damage if it would go through, but they're going to shield it up. I have not a really good answers for the Tyranitar, so I'm going to have to shield this move up as well. And I'm going to go for the Bulldoze now with like a few HP left. I hope that they let this move go through, and they do, which is nice, as I will now be able to realign, but they're going to have a Mewtwo here. I'm going to go ahead and go into my Dialga. This should only be a Shadow Ball most likely, and it will be a Shadow Ball, and I can swap into my own Mewtwo. But what I didn't realize here is that you get to the second Shadow Ball one turn earlier. So I have to shield this move up here, and I'm going to have to go for the bait. But I'm not going to go for the bait. I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball as well here, trying to trick my opponent, and it worked out pretty well. As we see the Giratina coming in here, we're going to go for one Side Strike here right now. Maybe I should have went for the Shadow Ball. I'm not sure. We're going to get the Side Strike shielded here, and we can go for another Shadow Ball now, which allows my opponent though to farm me all the way down, I think. Or does it? I will be able to go for another move here, but I think this was a little bit of a mistake. But no, they panic, and I think they throw the wrong move here. I think they want to throw the Shadow Ball, but they went for the Omnious Wind, which is hilarious, as this is going to be a good game. Next opponent, we will see the Zacian against us, Quick Attack version. We generate energy, by the way, at the same time. Avalanche has the same energy than Close Combat or Wild Charge, and we generate the same energy. So how much energy I have on my Avalanche there is the same amount of energy that the opponent has. We see a swap into Dialga, which seems to be a very strong swap here, of course, trying to catch the move. But at the end, like, what do you really achieve with it? You're going to get a shield loss here, and you're going to go for another shield most likely. After this, I can swap into my own Dialga if I wanted to, or I can go for my own Pokemon. That's fine. We can catch the move here basically with that. Iron Head is coming through. We can go into our own Dialga, farm them all the way down. I don't think they get to another move. They do not get to another move. And we see the Zacian coming back in here, as we can go into our Mewtwo. But sadly, they run the Yveltal in the back, and I think at this point of time, this game is over. I don't think there's anything we can do here anymore. Yveltal going to be too tough to beat. I can still go for one Side Strike here, which is double resisted. We're going to get them low, but they get to 100 energy here just now. And we have to let this move go through. There's nothing else we can do, to be fair. And the Dark Pulse will knock us out here. They're gonna go ahead and go for another charge move here right now. And my only play is to farm them all the way down. Luckily, they go for the Focus Blast, which doesn't allow them to get to any more charge move here. I will be able to go for the Iron Head. Is this enough to knock out the opponent? It is, and we're actually still going to be able to win this game here, even though we got pretty walled there with the Yveltal against the Mewtwo matchup. Kind of awkward, but nice. We will see the next opponent, Dialga again. Dialga in the lead. We do the same as we always do. Actually, this time I went for one extra move there I shouldn't have went for, but it's fine. We can overfarm a little bit again, as we can go for one Avalanche now. This Avalanche will do a ton of damage if they go unshielded, and they're gonna go unshielded, which is fine. Funny enough, the opponent has the same amount of HP than I have, but we're actually going to be able to knock them out, and we see a Kyogre coming in, which is okay for us. We have our Mewtwo here for that reason, and we will be able to just go ahead and go for one Side Strike here. Gonna get the shield, which is nice, because we have our Dialga still in the back that hardwalls this Pokemon. Surf comes through, Kyogre stays in, and I can go for another charge move here, which hopefully gets the next shield as well. Let's see, it does, which is amazing, and our Dialga now has a very good time, as we're going to be able to go for an Iron Head here as well, and we still have our Mamoswine alive, and I kind of want to use it, so I'm going to swap out into my Mamoswine here against the opponent's Landorus, and we will be able to tank this Rock Slide, go ahead, farm them all the way down, and we now have the best matchup possible anyway against the Kyogre. The only way is for me to no shield here, and they go for Blizzard, and they're gonna go for Blizzard, and they're going to forfeit now because they know they win and they lose con, and they lost this game already. Final opponent here, we're going to see a Kyogre lead. This is the worst possible lead that you can face, of course, with it, but we see that the opponent decides to stay a little bit still. I don't know what's happening there. I actually waited a little bit for them as well until they came back. I would, like, for me, if my opponent stays still for the entire game, of course I wouldn't put it on YouTube. and I kind of just quit the recording then. But that's why I was actually staying still. I wanted to try to quit the recording because I was like, okay, yeah, there's no point really. And then they started attacking, so I was like, okay, we can still take a look at this one now. We will be able to see the opponent going for one play rough now, which we can luckily shield up. We are at 0 shields, which makes us actually a little bit interesting. Like, we have actually not the best spot here right now, as we actually still going to be able to KO the Zacian, which is very nice, because I really didn't want to face the Zacian with my backline anymore. We are double weak to fighting type moves with our Pokemon, and we see a Togekiss coming in, which should be a pretty easy matchup, as we can go into our Mamoswine now. They're going to swap into their Kyogre, we can swap into our Dialga, and that's going to be a very good game here. Mamoswine is definitely a very cool core breaker for this meta, as you will be able to destroy those steel types with the Bulldoze, as well as those dragon types that are all around right now. And there are a lot of dragon types and flying types around currently, also like Lugias, for example. So it's a very cool Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Soon we have the new season finally, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!